What's up, guys? This morning I'm working on our corner pantry here. I already got the treated 2x4s legged into the concrete and ready to go. This is going to be kind of a different setup than you would normally frame up walls for, just because I'm working with some strange angles, and the opening of this is actually going to be a doorway, so there isn't going to be any supports going up right away. So I'm just going to kind of stick this up one board by board and then put a top plate around the perimeter and then run some 2x4s across the top so that it can support a little bit of weight if we decide to put decorations or anything else above it. Our goal with this pantry is to have it at approximately 8 feet tall, finished height, and then our cabinets we want to be slightly lower, so there's, I don't know, if we put our cabinets at 7 feet, we have a foot gap, so not everything's like the same height all the way across this corner. We have some a little bit changes in depth, but I'll show you kind of my process here. Of course, the guy who designed everything in here decided to put angles everywhere, so not only have we been battling angles with the ceiling, but also with all of our bedrooms and stuff, so nothing's easy. But I'm going to give you a close-up here of what the bottom sills look like right now, and then I'll give you a little bit of a walkthrough as I put together this corner pantry. Sorry the lighting isn't the best in here, it's kind of cloudy today, but this pantry is going to come out 2 feet from the wall, and it's going to be 5 feet wide. So from this wall over here to this sill, if it'll focus, we've got 5 feet, and then from the wall in front of me here to the tip of this miter was 2 feet. I used my circular saw to cut this angle here, and then I did the exact same over here, and then I just took this 2x4 and laid it across and marked it and then cut that with the circular saw. These are legged into the concrete. This middle piece here is not, just because if you look real closely, you can see where I marked out my rough opening is going to be. So most of this bottom sill here is actually going to get cut away when I'm finished. I just have it here to give me a little bit more support as I'm building the walls and more of a reference than anything else. So this, in between that black mark on the right and this black mark over on the left, if it will focus, is going to be my rough opening. Alright, so I'm going to start cutting my studs for the corner pantry walls. And to get a finished height of 8 feet, we're not going to cut our studs at 8 feet because we need to factor in 1.5 inches for the bottom sill and 1.5 inches for the top plate. So we have to subtract 3 inches from our 8 foot mark, and then that'll give us a finished height of 8 feet once we install everything. So 3 inches off of 8 gives you 7 foot 9 inches. They do make pre-cuts at your local lumber yard. You can buy pre-cuts that are already pre-cut to the right length, so that when you have a bottom plate and a double top plate, you get a finished height of 8 feet. I don't have any pre-cuts. I just bought a bunch of 12-foot lumber because that's what I'm going to be using for 90% of this house. So I'm going to cut these down to that 7 foot 9 inch mark. Now I'm working on the top plates of this corner pantry, and I'm just matching. I made a little reference block. I'm just matching the same exact piece that I did on the floor to put up top as a top plate. And this works out pretty good because I can use the cutoff of that 12-foot board. That way I'm not wasting lumber versus just going out and buying pre-cuts. So I'm going to get 2 of these cut out, and then that center piece that went across the middle that I showed you. And then I'm actually going to frame all the walls to the top plate and then try and stand it up. I'm by myself, so I don't know how well that's going to work. I might have to do it in 2 separate pieces, but I'll get these cut and then show you what I'm talking about. So here I've built the top plate that is the exact reference as the bottom plate is over there. So I'm going to attempt to nail in some studs to this and then lift it up and onto that bottom sill over there. Wish me luck. So instead of attaching the studs to this top plate like I initially planned, since it's up off the ground, those studs would just end up ripping out anyways. So I'm gonna go over, and those two 2x4s closest to the corner, I'm going to nail those to the bottom sill and then all the way up the wall, and I'll be able to kind of set this top plate right on the top of those 2x4s. So I'm gonna go and nail those in quick, and then that should make lifting this up a lot easier. All right guys, I got everything ready to go and installed. I threw in some king studs, a header, and some cripple studs. Not really necessary for a closet like this. There's no weight from above pressing down on it, and that's the main reason why you run studs underneath and above, is to help transfer weight down. But structurally, it gives this pantry itself a lot more strength and rigidity. It's pretty dang solid. We're going to put a 32-inch door in here. Initially in the plans we had a 36-inch door. I just don't think it's necessary to have that big of a door for a pantry. Basically every other door in our house, however, will be a 36-inch opening. So whenever you're putting in a door, just make sure you leave yourself enough room for your rough opening so you can get your door in there and shim it, and then if it's an exterior door, you want to put some spray foam around it. Interior, you just got to shim it. So this one's ready for some sheetrock. I'll probably put one or two more braces in, at least one right here. That way I have a surface to nail to or to screw to with my drywall. Otherwise, this angle isn't going to work out so well. So I'll put in a few more that are just going to be for nailing surfaces, not structurally. This thing's ready to go. Turned out pretty good.